Well, moving on now, and a violent attack has revived warnings about the risks of social media marketplaces. A fake Facebook buyer met a Gold Coast seller snatching the Rolex watch, then striking the man with a car. While this case was more violent than most and more scammers are out there targeting both buyers and sellers.
Sites like Facebook Marketplace are a handy way to find local pre-loved bargains, but users must take steps to spot the scammers and avoid the pain. Simon Smith is a cybersecurity expert who joins us now from Melbourne. Morning, Simon. So your expertise has been used in massive fraud cases involving millions of dollars. What is it about these smaller social media scams that makes them really important?
First of all, hi Matt, hi Mon. Well look, the smaller social media scams, they add up. A lot of little small transactions can add up. People also feel a little bit like it's not that important. They feel like, okay, well it's $20 here, $25 here, $30 here, it's not that bad. But they all add up and people just feel a bit ashamed. And of course the familiarity that you have with Facebook makes you think that, you know, it's a local community, but it's a bit scary out there.
It's really scary out there, Simon. The scammers keep finding ways to take advantage of people, even those who are pretty aware of the risks. So how do we avoid being scammed on social media marketplaces like Facebook? Let's start with the buyers. How can they protect themselves?
Absolutely. Well, buyers need to really check out the reviews or really look into the seller. They need to also make sure they're safe when they go and see a seller. And they also need to basically not share their own personal details because it might end up on the dark web or somewhere else. But in essence, I guess you could use a bit of simple common sense. If you really want to buy something over the internet and go on Facebook Marketplace, you want to see it. You want to see what you're buying and you want to use traditional payment methods like cash, which is, I guess, pretty rare these days, but I think it's all that we can rely on when it comes to Facebook Marketplace purchases.
Okay, but sellers can also get scammed, like we heard in this terrible attack. Authorities have put out warnings about the Pay ID scam as well.
Yeah, the Pay ID scam is quite prominent, especially because most people don't understand what Pay ID actually is. But you might make a purchase and the seller might say, well, okay, send me my money, and the buyer will say, yeah, sure, I just did. And the buyer sends what's called a spoofed SMS, which is a fake SMS or a fake email. And unfortunately, that email is not from PayID, it's not from them. It's a pretend email or SMS that says, hey, listen, you just got money. But unfortunately, they didn't get money, they got scammed. So sometimes, again, you've got to use common sense and simple basic mechanisms like meeting in person, using cash, you know, simple things like that. But certainly PayID is a misunderstood technology and I think people abuse it. And certainly PayID will never ask you to send money or it will never ask you to pay subscription fees. It's just it's a bit of a scam in itself in that respect. But most people who use PayID know how to use it, but the people that don't are the people that are more vulnerable.
So Simon, if you have been scammed, what's your advice? What can you do? What should you do?
Well, first thing is not to panic, but secondly, I think you should talk to family and talk to friends, and then you've got to go online, look at ScamWatch, look at the ACCC website, and you can also report it to the police because it is a serious crime. So you can obviously report it to the police. You can make sure you tell your bank. If you paid it by an online transaction method like a credit card, you can get it recalled, reversed, and certainly you can watch out next time to make sure that you don't make the same mistake again. But it is actually a continuing problem, and I think that people just need to take a good old-fashioned sort of common sense look at things, and when they buy from the internet, just think that, do you really know what you're actually doing? What are you actually purchasing, and is it real? And you know, how are you paying for this? Is it a common, simple payment method that you'd use, and is it something that you're a bit scared of or you don't know about?
Yeah, or makes you feel uncomfortable. All right, Simon, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Because you're a big buyer, aren't you, on Facebook Marketplace?
I've been known to frequent.